Hello and welcome to A Town Called Bastard. Today we will be playing the brand-ish, newish RPG system from Fantasy Flight called the End of the World Zombie Apocalypse, in which you play yourselves undergoing a horrible, harrowing, zombie apocalypse, really.
Yay!
Yeah!
Right.
Are you all excited to have awful things happen to you and those you love?
Oh, yeah.
That happens anyway.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's dark.
What we're going to do, in a bit of a break from tradition of how we've done these things before, is that we're actually going to show you the character creation in this as well, which is obviously especially interesting because you create yourselves, and then you assign stats to yourself, and then your friends tell you that you're not that good at things, and yeah, it's all great in general, really.
It's pretty cool because we're not creating these fancy characters, so it's like a really weird character creation.
Like, you come up with the question of, but how would I know that person? Oh wait, I know that person.
Yeah,
I don't need to come up with an excuse to know them.
That's
Yeah,
also, you're
nice.
missing the best part of this, which is you can basically insult your friends by telling them they're not as clever as they think they are, and it's perfectly fine.
I noticed Matt isn't creating a character.
Well, quite. That's because I wouldn't want the stats on it to intimidate you, Justin.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we'll crack on straight away. It's a fairly simple system, fairly simple character sheets, etc. So you start off with 3 divisions of kind of statistics, as it were. Physical, mental, and social, which will be familiar to anyone who has played, for example, the Storyteller system by White Wolf before. Same kind of characteristic divisions. Within physical, it's split up into dexterity and vitality. In mental, it's split up between logic and willpower, and in social it's charisma and empathy. Now, the way the game uses these is that one of them is offensive and one of them is defensive. So, for example, in physical, dexterity is the offensive physical characteristic and vitality is the defensive physical characteristic. So, these are scored just 1 to 5, and basically you just actually now sit down and go through those stats and just assign yourself stats. There's no points limit. Is there a points limit?
There's a 10 points limit.
Oh,
we start with one
it's
of
so
each.
bad at explaining that.
In total.
Oh, and 10 points. You know why I didn't see that,
Why is
Justin?
that?
It's because all the other points in the paragraph that explains points,
Yeah.
the number is given as a numeric,
Ah.
and it writes 10 as a word.
It's because I'm a
So it
rules
didn't
lawyer.
leap out at me.
That's why I spotted things.
Thank God you're here, Justin. Otherwise,
So
So we start with
we all
one and
start at
everything.
1, and we have 10 more
Yeah.
to assign.
Oh,
And
10 more.
and
Yes.
it costs 1 point to go up a rank in anything.
Okay.
So to get to 5 costs 4 points.
Yeah,
Not
makes sense.
It doesn't go up incrementally.
yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't really give like an average, but I'd go with, again, the Storyteller system of 2 being kind of around dead human average.
Yeah.
Is
Seems
probably
to
a
be.
good way to think about it.
Right.
So basically, yeah, just...
Okay. Can we're just going off the name of the stat here, because I remember that these are a little bit weird for statistics, like logic and willpower. I'm not exactly sure what
There
that
are
might mean.
descriptions, and
There-
some of them are a
there
bit...
are indeed
Yeah,
descriptions.
it might be.
So I'll tell you what, being as the viewer at home can't hear you assigning numbers to yourself, I will just read out these as we go, and you guys can, do your thing. So let's start off with physical. So dexterity, this is the offensive characteristic for that. Dexterity is your coordination and general motor skills. Balance, speed, and grace are all governed by dexterity. I've always thought of you as very graceful, Sam.
Really?
Yeah, especially when
High
you're
up there.
kicking over the cat.
High up there. 5.
The next one's vitality, which is the defensive physical characteristic. Vitality is your physical strength and toughness. It determines elements of your character ranging from how much weight you can lift to how well you resist disease and toxins. Then we move on to mental. So logic is the offensive stat. Logic is your awareness of your surroundings and ability to think on your feet. If you are hacking into a secure computer system or noticing an ambush, logic is the characteristic you are using.
That's going to happen all the time.
So I've only got 2 logic then, definitely.
Too much.
Then we have willpower, the defensive mental characteristic. Willpower represents your memory and mental resilience. Everything from resisting the horrors of the world to recalling specific information from years ago uses willpower. And then we've got our social characteristics. The offensive one of those is charisma. Charisma is your general demeanour and social skills. It governs how easily you can use words and actions to sway others, whether through careful negotiation or harsh threats. So, for example, just in those times when you get us to pick a particular game over another one by thrusting that knife in our face,
Yeah.
that's definitely charisma.
That doesn't sound very charismatic to me somehow.
It works.
Gets results. The final characteristic, the defensive social one, is empathy. Empathy is your ability to understand and sympathise with others. From determining whether someone is lying to predicting an adversary's next move, it can be very useful.
I definitely.
I thought predicting someone's next move would more be logic than empathy.
I think logic is like cold calculation,
predicting
whereas
someone.
empathy is like social calculation.
Yeah, like the difference between raw IQ and empathetic IQ.
Yeah. So some members who might not be named might have a very low empathy score, but a very high logic score.
Yeah, because they can predict quite easily the logical next move to make, but that might not be the move that person is making, because you have to kind of understand their motivation rather than their capability. Does that make sense? It would undoubtedly vary, you know. If you're playing chess with someone, then probably logic rather than empathy, but yeah.
But if you're playing something like a bluffing game, then probably...
Yes, if you're playing resistance against them within this role-playing game. Oh, God! It's going to go so meta. How's it going there, Justin?
I can't count.
Okay, well, I think I know what your
Lower the logic skill.
I know what your negative feature later will
I've
be.
spent 9 points. I need to spend 1 more. I don't think I can raise any of them without lying now. So
I don't know.
You've got to figure out
I
where to lie.
might
go
put
2-2?
4 in charisma, because I'm that much of a badass.
Yeah, you could go for a charisma.
Cheers, mate. That's really nice of you to say.
It's not unreasonable. I don't know whether to go 3 and 1 or 2 and 2 on my socials.
Well, maybe we could say that dead human average is 2.5.
I think
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Given
Because of
that-
how many points you get, really.
Yeah, you can't afford to raise everything to 3, but you can afford to raise everything to 2. So average would be about 2.
So we're saying 5 is about superhuman level, sort of.
Yeah,
5 is just really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
So if you happen to be an Olympic gymnast, you can put your dex to 5.
Yeah, kind of globally competitive
You
levels.
know, I just missed out on qualifying.
Yeah.
Which is such a shame.
I know. I followed your trials; they're really good.
Do I go 2 and 2 or 3 and 1 on my socials?
2 for 2 or 3 for 1. I think
I'm higher on charisma than empathy, but not by a
I'm
lot.
definitely higher than charisma and empathy.
But if I put my charisma at 3, I have to have empathy at 1. I think empathy at 1's a bit low.
Yeah, but you are that dense. So it's like
Not compared to human average.
not compared
I'm
to
not a
human
1
average.
empathy human average. I put myself on 2 empathy, but...
I don't know, Sam.
2 and 2.
Because remember, with the next step in the process, they could go up
Yeah.
I'll raise my
or down.
I'll raise my dex. Even though I break a lot of glasses, but I do encounter a lot of glasses with my job.
So, how close is everyone to...
I'm done.
Can I have a rubber?
I've got 1 point to spend.
Do you mean an eraser for our American viewers?
No, I mean a rubber.
Alright, fair enough. Just so you have one on you.
Sam means a razor. Rubber.
Fantastic. Well, I think that this is a true representation of me in real life, as I see myself. How many more points you got left there, Shabadoo?
Now spend all my points.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, given that like most of us in the room are like scientists or mathematicians, I can see the party being a
He
bit.
said, glaring at Shabadoo.
I think it's going to have
all the social.
a lot of
I'm
logic.
going to
in
vote
this game.
everyone else down on empathy. You're calculating minds.
Your machines!
It comes out finally.
Is everyone comfortable?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
at least not horribly daunted?
Oh yeah, good.
Okay, so who's getting voted for first? So yeah, the next stage in this is basically everyone reads out their sets of characteristics one by one in terms of bundled together as physical. So for example, Sam, who will go first, because I've just decided, he'll read out what he's assigned to his physical stats. We'll then go around the table and do a blind vote as to whether that seems too high or too low or just right. And you don't do it one for dexterity and one for vitality, you do it for just the physical stuff. So if you think broadly his physical is too high or too low or whatever, then you put a negative or a positive vote in. When we get to the end of that, if the vote says it's exactly right, then great, no change. If the vote says it's too high, then Sam has to reduce one of his physical stats by 1. If it comes in saying it's too low, he has to raise them by 1. And further down the line, there are also other repercussions that kind of balance that out. We won't get into those just yet. So with that in mind, you all have your kind of positive and negative dice
I don't
around.
vote, do I?
So no, you do not vote on yourself.
Didn't think
so. So we'll give the bag.
Which one's positive and which one's
We've got
negative?
yellow
So-
and a red.
Well, at the risk of being horribly socially, we've got dice with some of which have white pips and some which have black pips. So we'll
What?
tell you
We
what.
could
Let's
just say the
be-
red ones and the yellow ones.
We could just say the red ones and the yellow ones.
We'll leave it at
Okay.
ambiguous.
Okay. Cool. The yellow ones are positive. The red ones are negative.
Right.
What about if you think it's accurate? Do you not
You-
vote?
No, if you think it's accurate, you put both in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Interesting.
Fair enough. I have a feeling I might go down.
So by the number of die, you can also tell how many people thought you were accurate or not.
Yes. I feel like I may be a bit high,
Oh, I'm ready to vote.
which I agree with.
Well, I would like to hear the stats before.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
vote.
My dexterity is 3 and my vitality is 4. I've pushed vitality quite high, but I figured compared to overall human average, including elderly people, I think I'm probably...
And let's get this right. One more slide. Yellow is yes. That's up.
Yes.
Red.
Is that's down, going down.
Yes. And both is evens. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is going to take a lot more thought than I did.
Can I please
I'll
have
vote
the
it.
bag? I voted. Having read JoJo's stats earlier.
Top secret voting.
Yeah.
So exciting. So exciting.
Okay.
I need some
Do
more.
you get to
red
take a look
dice.
and see if it's a tie, or are you going to add it if
Uh,
it is a tie?
Yeah, I will look and see if it's a tie. It is not a tie.
Okay.
Those stats are going down.
That's good, there we go.
So you choose one of those stats.
If
to
it helps, if it was a tie, I was going to say that should go down. I think your vitality.
I'll take vitality down by 1, that's fine.
Because
I've
you're not
kind
like a
of
long
3 to 4.
distance runner or
Yeah.
anything.
No.
And you don't regularly
He's pretty
carry.
strong though.
Yeah, but like
I'll go down to
like if a
four. I'll go
five,
down to
if a 5 is like a military, like
If a 5
in the
is like
military,
a winner of a marathon,
yeah,
like a marathon runner,
or a current elite marine or something, he's not one step below that. He's not like the next best thing. He's
Sam
not,
is not one step below a Navy SEAL.
My
Yeah.
question would be, in that case, in this system, why would we anticipate any character to ever have a 5?
because you might be playing with someone who
You might be playing with a Navy SEAL.
yeah.
True.
We're not.
We're really not.
We're really not. But you might, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. At least 90% of everyone on role-playing forums is an elite military operative, according to them. So I see
According
no
to
reason
them.
why that wouldn't be the case.
To the copycat.
Yeah, take that, role-playing forums, you fucks.
At risk of
Watch our videos.
at risk of exposing your backstory.
They might be telling the truth. You realise that? Now you've just got 90% of role-playing forums.
Now I've
coming
just
at
got,
you.
just all those Navy SEALs knocking at my door. I've just realised how we're going to get these back to people.
Yeah,
without
exactly.
saying-
This is exactly my
Pass
point.
the
Just
mic
give you the
around
cup.
again.
Yeah, pass it.
Everyone empty their cups.
I'll just pass the bag around.
Okay.
I'll just pass the bag around.
Yeah. I think your
I don't think it's
well, John.
intentional. I don't think it's massively.
I don't think it really matters.
I don't really care.
But I'm not going to say what my vote was actually. I don't want to tell Sam. I don't want to be.
Well, now you know better. No,
I can guess you guys are neutral, but
So
I don't know, you might be
you just note under physical
Yeah.
that you got a minus vote there, so that you know we can bounce it
I'll tell
later.
you the reason I put that high wasn't for the fitness stuff, it was for the weight carrying and the disease risks
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
think
That was
that's
why I put
fair.
it
To
at
be
4.
fair, out of those two, I'd probably lower your dex over your vit.
Vitality.
I would have.
I would have low vitality.
Never mind.
personally.
What's your next
Because
step?
Dex is things like speed
what's your next
and
step?
like climbing stuff and stuff
And
like that. I'm very
agility.
good at that.
But it
You're
is
not
also
the most coordinated.
it is also coordination,
Yeah.
and you do.
But I
kick
am
over-
agile but not coordinated.
Every time you are here, you do kick over my cat's water bowl. That's evidence enough for me.
I could
And as I
drop my
say, you
dex.
do have the immune
'Cause
system of
two-
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, 2 is only...
I think you did better to lower vitality though, because 4
That's
is
my vote.
yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, now that's my vote.
Okay,
Damn it, Justin, stop jumping
See, I go
around.
about 3.5 and
Okay,
2.5, so...
okay. Anyway, your mental. Read out your mental.
My mental is logic 2, willpower 3.
That's my vote.
Oh, the tension. Surge tension.
So there's
This
tension
takes
going
so
on.
much time.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
It's like this would make great radio.
Yeah. Let's hope. And the last
I
vote.
don't think you should look at my vote before you vote.
I didn't.
Okay, that's good.
I bet this will be a tie.
Did you think I did?
I thought you might have done.
No.
This will be a no
I was
change.
just thinking.
No change.
Yeah, I thought
No change. Okay.
No change.
It's interesting.
that's what I was expecting.
Uh,
While we're getting them back, the last. Sorry.
Which is interesting.
Would you have changed them?
No, I thought it
That's
probably
about what- that was about what I would expect,
about
yeah.
right.
The last one, which I'm
I
not
voted
sure.
for change. I won't say which direction.
I know two of you did vote for change because there are only 4 dice in there.
Oh, interesting.
So they could change the
So
balance down.
someone here thinks you're stupid.
Someone who
We
thinks
need
it's
2 and a
smart.
3, and that was supposed to go down. Who wanted to put that down? That's a bit
Yeah.
mean.
I just had an idea. How do we know if there's a tie if a tie means there's no change?
Well, it just
What do you
does.
mean?
That is a tie.
Huh?
That's how the dice
Because
work.
of
Okay.
the number of dice they're put in. So if there are 4 dice in there, then that means one person voted for a tie, and 2 other people voted either way. If there are 5 dice in there, it means 2 people vote for a tie and 1 person vote for a change. And if there are 6 dice in there, it means everyone vote for the same.
Yeah.
But you're asking when will he ever add a die?
Yeah, Matt's tiebreaker, but how do we know when we need a tiebreaker?
If there's an even number of the both coloured dice.
Oh, right. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
That one,
tiebreaker.
no,
The
if
answer-
there's an even number of both coloured dice,
That's
that
not
means
a
we all
tiebreaker.
agree there's
Everyone
no
agreed.
change.
the answer to that question is I don't need to break any
No,
dice.
you don't.
Yeah.
It always sorts itself
Yeah,
out.
that's fine. So, social, Samuel.
Charisma 2, empathy 2. That's probably about
I
right.
don't know.
You could change it,
Wait,
but
which
that's
dice
slightly
is-
below average in both. So
Yellow is up, yellow is down.
Yellow's up.
yellow.
Yellow's up.
Oh yeah. I haven't actually voted, so I wouldn't know. I think I'll stay the same. Might go up. You can bet on what way you think you're gonna go in these.
Well, given that we influence the bet.
No, just me. You guys aren't betting.
That's not fair.
Thank you.
I'd say
Well,
stay-
Sam,
stay the same.
What
stay
do
the
your
same.
friends think of you? You're going up.
Oh, that surprises me. Damn, I wanted to be more physical than social.
Well, to be fair, Sam,
Well, evidently you're not, Sam.
it's your lovable face.
So one of those stats can go up by 1, and you'll
Charisma.
have to note next to it that
Yeah.
they went up by 1.
Charisma's more realistic than empathy.
right.
And also we have to get a cat. There we go.
Shabba.
Shabadoo! What's your physical at?
My dex is 3, my vitality is 2.
Say that again, sorry.
My dex is 3, my vitality is 2.
Your first time voting, Jojo. How do you feel? Do you feel the
So
pressure?
yellow is up. Red
Yellow
down.
is up, red is down.
Yellow judgment. Judging me.
You haven't going to judge you. You better bet on
So
the
here we go. Let's have a look. I know how I'd vote. That's going down.
I'm not too surprised.
Which I'm quite surprised by. I would say Dex 3 is good because he's a Twitch game player.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, we know who it is.
Dex is
I thought that would even factor into it.
But
Yeah,
Dex
it's
is
probably
lots
loads
of
to be
things.
fair.
Dex is also speed and
It
all
is
those
lots of
things as
things.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised by that. That was just my last point.
See, if
I
I
didn't know where else
was
to put it.
you, I'd probably take your vitality down, but it's up to you.
Mate,
Yeah, vitality's
Jesus
one.
Christ.
Vitality
I know,
one.
Vitality 1's too low.
It's not
sorry.
like-
Stop telling people what to do.
He's not some kind of invalid.
No, that's true. Vitality.
Oh, what was
because
the
I,
odds?
because I would take a Dex of 3. With vitality.
Oh, we haven't
I-
picked them up.
Yeah. And that was the point that I don't know.
Okay,
Fair,
so what's your mental at?
My logic is 3, my willpower is 3.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'll go first.
What do you study? What did you study?
History.
Oh, no. Like, it's like...
God.
You do realise you do need intelligence to study things that aren't science.
No. Are you joking? Empathy.
You do realise the person in charge of your livelihood for the next few hours
Wait.
didn't
I am-
study a science, right?
Yeah, I'm also joking.
Yeah.
I'm definitely joking.
It can be a science,
It
but
can.
I did not study it as a science.
Enigmatic
Also-
as
Oh,
ever.
what did he study?
Sexual studies.
Silence.
Oh, great.
Okay. So what have we got? Sam, they're going up.
There you go, see?
People value history more than I thought. Clearly.
Really?
We know how Justin voted.
Well, yeah. I didn't say I voted down. I only know. Only Matt knows what.
You see, here's my advice. Then this could be my tiebreaker equivalent. If I had to up either your logic or your willpower, I'd up your logic.
I agree with
Yeah, I would up your logic.
What, for game reasons or for player reasons?
Player reasons.
Oh, for player reasons. None of this is for game reasons. Sorry, Justin. There's no min-maxing in this game.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Just
because you have voted doesn't mean there's no
Well, I'm
min-maxing.
giving it back.
And finally, your social.
Charisma 2, empathy 3.
Sam?
Yep.
Do you want ready to vote?
Yep.
John is not yet.
I think my main problem is the categories cover like
Such a
So much
opposite
stuff,
sides.
He's so ballsy. The cat, not anyone else.
Not-
No, just like staring
You're
back and
so
going,
ballsy.
oh god, he's
Ballsy.
so ballsy.
It's a ballsy move, putting 3 in empathy.
What rating have you put in balls?
I just put 1 in everything else. All my points.
So, socially, Sam. Socially. Wow, I'll tell you what, your friends do not think much of you, do they? Just throw that out there. Yeah, it's going down.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's why I keep reaching in to draw them out.
Why?
I should start saying things like your friends don't think much of you, should I? That,
Yeah.
isn't, that isn't really helping.
Well,
Also,
it's
like-
a bit of a complex.
Like, I think everyone's going to think I voted down everything, but I might not have done. You know, maybe that was nice.
Maybe once I did vote even.
Oh, I was going to say, if Sam had to say neutral on that, would have been +1 mine.
Oh yeah, because although you know the votes, you don't
I
know
don't
who
think
did
you
each
should.
vote.
No, I've got no idea. I mean, I've got a pretty good guess because my empathy's 5, but
Oh, gaming jokes.
Again,
I'd
why
give
are you giving it back?
in all seriousness, I'd probably give myself empathy 4.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it'd definitely be my best stat.
Are you good there? Right. I have
I'm good at
got.
telling when people.
I've got pretty much almost the exact same stats that Shabadu had, apart from my charisma and empathy
Oh,
switch.
can we have those numbers
So
again?
the numbers are Dex 3, Vitality 2.
I don't know about that.
I don't know which one to put down.
I don't know which one to put down.
Charisma down, but that's not bad.
I'm also tempted to put
But-
charisma down.
I don't think your charisma's 1.
No, your charisma's not
I
1,
think-
but your empathy's not 2.
I don't know.
But I think your empathy's more 2 than your charisma is 1.
that might,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, that's the kind of. I'm not sure.
See, I would personally say that your charisma is more likely to be 1 than your empathy 2. But
My Dex is 3, my Vitality is 2.
Okay.
Here
Apparently.
we go. I think that's believable. You are a diver.
I'm a diver.
You haven't
I
voted.
do engage
You
in
haven't
sports
voted.
activities.
Yep.
I used to.
Unlike pretty much everyone else here.
Sam does a lot of walking,
I do quite a lot of walking.
and I have a very active job.
I
as a
walk for an
barman.
hour and a half every day.
I regularly spend many hours on my feet catching falling glasses and spilled points. So you know, not to sway anyone's vote at this moment in time. And I'm a gymnast.
Totally
And a Navy SEAL.
And
Yeah,
a
we don't
I
realise-
voted wrong. I'm an idiot.
oh my god!
I forget what the
You
colours
realise
mean.
my
This whole time.
Olympic gymnast opportunity, I narrowly missed out because of Justin.
Yeah.
He beat me.
I dressed up
Yeah.
as a
to
woman.
TV.
Yeah, because that only went wrong completely because there was like a military operation
Yeah.
the same day in the same facility that both Sams were leading.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
what
you
were
vote?
we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're devoted.
Oh,
okay, sorry.
So this is the first time I get to work out whether you guys hate me or not.
That's going up.
Wow! Did not expect that. I cannot actually increase either of these while being true to playing myself.
I mean, no, I don't know, vitality.
All right, let's move vitality up.
I don't know, like, I don't know, I guess diving.
You're still like
build.
you're still a 20.
Yeah.
You're still like a 22-year-old male.
Diving
That's
would
21.
21.
No, 22.
Yeah, you were 22. I was just saying.
diving would build stamina, wouldn't it?
It does build stamina. I do
Yeah.
carry. I do
This is
carry
the
lots
sort of
gear in
thing.
my
Exactly.
bag,
You
so
just like
you're right.
you are the age when you are quite fit.
That's very kind of you all.
It's all coming out now.
So my logic is 3 and willpower is 3. I can see arguments for increasing one and decreasing the other.
It's quite challenging to think about this.
I'm ready to vote when people are like.
I have decided. So there's dice left over.
No, there were dice loaded up.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. Like, I'll tell how I voted both dice.
Have you voted?
No.
Yeah.
No, for this one.
Well,
Logic
we're
3.
getting
we're
around.
taking stuff
Logic
out,
3.
right?
Willpower 3.
Yeah.
Okay, on this one.
What do your friends think of you, Justin?
I don't know. This is great. I love this character creation. Most annoying voice.
I can totally see people listening to this video right now and going, I'm not going to play this game. This is far too
I don't think
confrontational.
I don't think
Because it is a little bit confrontational.
I don't think this would be
It's
for
much more
everyone.
confrontational than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be really
Dead even.
dead even. Well, fine, yeah. So I'm less logical than a history student, I suppose, but never mind. I suppose my degree in
Mighty logic.
science should be reclassified as just a humanities degree, perhaps.
Shabadoo does tend to be better at strategy
He's
games than
really good
you.
at strategy games. What am I even doing? This is to take things out.
So what's your social then?
My charisma is charisma. My charisma's 3 and my empathy's 2, and yeah, I think that's spot on. Maybe it could be raised.
Okay. Sam's thinking carefully about this one.
I got nothing.
It's fine, it's fine. I don't really mind.
You could.
I thought the only thing is, like, Justin watching what everyone does is probably the only thing that's a bit confrontational.
Well,
Final
I
judgment.
don't watch them vote, so
No, it's fine.
Final judgment on Justin here. Socially, evens.
Oh, fair enough then.
Yep.
That's good. I guess that's true.
In fact, I'll tell you, everyone agreed.
That's nice.
That's nice, he says, looking vaguely
I
disappointed.
definitely have no more than 2 empathy.
See, I was thinking maybe I'll vote it down, but you take your charisma down. I imagine your charisma should be 3 and your empathy.
I think I'm quite charismatic. I'm very beautiful.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing, Matt?
I dress sharply.
You're wearing jeans and a button-up shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Compared to-
Rob.
I'm wearing nice shoes.
So, John.
Right. My dex is 3 and my vitality is 2.
Vote. Just utter silence now.
I just don't. I just,
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, you two know John the best, so.
I've never seen such bafflement.
It's the cross judging arms of
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
That's how you go like, not sure.
daring you to vote down.
Yeah, vote anything, mate.
Okay.
Oh, you should put like just a low logic score so that whatever happens, people won't get
Why?
That's how you power game the character
Oh,
creation.
God. You could, yeah.
You just underpower everything.
Underpower things that you know you should be voting up for.
Why?
You get to look now.
Sorry, yeah.
And the general consensus is that needs to go down.
What? Oh man.
I mean, it's going to be Dex, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm not one vit.
No.
Vit. I don't know
Vittles.
even how to
Vittles.
abbreviate that.
You only have one Vittle.
You.
Vittles doesn't mean what you think it means. Mental.
My logic is 4 and my willpower is also 4.
What was the willpower stat again? Would it be awkward to ask if we read that out?
It would be awkward, Sam, but anything for you.
Oh.
Willpower represents your memory and mental resilience. Everything from resisting the horrors of the world to recalling specific information from years ago uses well. Here we go. I can see this going a number of ways.
Yeah. I think it'll be neutral, but...
That needs to go down.
Oh, really?
I think it's probably willpower.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, the thing is, my power... I put
Overall
more
power?
stock in my memory than my logic skills.
Well, it's entirely up
But
to you.
I'm also, yeah.
And finally, social, last vote of the round.
My charisma is 1 and my empathy is 2.
Sorry, you have to take out 5 back in. Charisma is 1, empathy is 2.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing with this voting? I've never seen such belaboured taking of dice out and
we
then
know
putting
quite
them back
it's
in.
going to be with the respect that's going on in this voting round. Sorry, this is putting them in right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. Yep, that's going up. I thought so.
Yeah.
Your charisma definitely needs to go to at least 2, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm actually... I'd rate... Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I go
The
2,
game
3.
doesn't.
I'd give you 2, 3.
Yeah, I give you 2, 3. But
But can't
you
do
put that in yourself.
So,
My problem is I'm good at empathising, but I'm not good at telling when people are bluffing.
yeah, so I guess that
But,
balances.
but that's why I could give you a 3, and then you have a
To be
negative.
fair,
Anyway,
to be fair, the negative
pass
around
positives
first.
do the negative positives.
But you've already-
positives
So, should I
counteract
put it
later
up?
in the game, so it doesn't really matter.
Only if you take something else out. I think.
I say
What?
I put it up by 1 because that's the game. That's how it works. You know?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to only put it by 1. You can't
Yeah.
put it by
Yep,
another.
okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Take one
so
times.
that's those characteristics.
You idiots.
That's those characteristics. So now we move on to features. So we've kind of talked a bit about these before, kind of off mic. So basically, for each of your characteristic categories, so physical, mental, social, you have to come up with a positive feature and a negative feature that will apply in certain circumstances. So here's just throwing out some examples. So examples of physical features that are positive are distance runner, martial artist, weightlifter, iron stomach. Social ones, always smiling. That would be so annoying. Snappy dresser, excellent liar, natural leader. Some negative ones would be, for example, in mental, would be no sense of direction, easily bored, compulsion. Physical ones, allergies, bad back, weak stomach. Social, anxiety, easily pressured, misanthrope, stuff like that. Now, you have to come up with 1 positive and 1 negative in each of them. But if the group voted to raise that characteristic area, you either have to add an additional negative feature or remove your positive feature, and vice versa. So if they voted to lower a characteristic, you either add an additional positive feature or remove your negative feature. So this is like the balance thing. So basically, if, say, as an example, if someone had all their stuff got lowered by 1, they would get like very few negative features, or they'd get a whole bunch of positive features to kind of balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay. So that's that, really. So I'll tell you what, rather than kind of do it separately, so we do it 1 by 1, and then, because we can talk about it and
Yeah, definitely.
what have you. So let's start. Yeah, let's start with Sam. So Sam, in your physical,
Yep.
we had a downvote.
Yep. So I get.
So you either get just a positive feature, or you get 2 positives and a negative.
Okay.
So
Now I've thought about this a little bit, and I'm quite committed to having 2 positives, which is annoying because then I need to think of a negative, which is kind of a bit difficult.
And you are an Adonis.
And I'm just.
But I was saying, you were saying before we recorded that you couldn't really think of a negative physical feature, so wouldn't this be an ideal opportunity to not have a negative physical feature?
Yes, it would.
Not have to think of it and just pick 1 positive feature.
You want
Or-
I really want 2 positives.
Or, alternatively,
Huh?
if this is like supposedly happening now or around this year, it's getting sunny. You are ginger.
That's true. That's a really good negative. That's a really good negative. I'm
Easily
completely
burned.
lighted by the sun.
Easily burned.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's really good.
Yeah, I
Because
guess
that is
so.
a big problem, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
I will have to avoid the sun a lot in the summer.
Also, can't tell heat from cold.
Oh.
Whatsoever.
Generally retarded.
Because, I mean, generally, like
That's actually a really good one.
like being burnt and heat stroke are genuinely
I've
really dangerous.
had heat stroke before. It's horrible.
People die from heat stroke really
only mild,
easily.
but I've had heat stroke.
Don't
before.
give me plans.
I've had heat stroke.
Okay.
It's horrible.
So my minus is ginger, and I'll remember the effects of that.
Can we put easily burnt and not ginger?
Yes.
So
And
your positives.
positives, I would like to do can shoot or shoot a rifle, whatever that would be.
So you
Weapon proficiency.
Okay.
Okay, rifle.
Well, just put gun proficiency.
Gun proficiency. That's
You
the
know
word.
how to use a gun.
Yeah. And my other one I wanted to do was like I don't know how to put it, adept climber, good at climbing, something like that.
Climber,
I do a lot of
we'll
climbing.
do it.
Just climber.
Yep, climber.
Because I do a lot of climbing stuff, mainly trees.
You do love to climb trees.
I do love
Also,
to climb
your gun proficiency should extend to archery because you do archery.
I do archery as well, yeah. So gun and that was that an extra one.
Nah, just gun bow. It's fine.
Yeah, plus
Because it's proficiency. It's
I
not
did that.
like expert.
I did do that for
marksman.
3 years as well, I suppose.
Generally accurate with things.
Then get
Yeah.
accurate.
The viewers at home get to learn all about us.
Yeah, it's
true.
great and horrifying. So mental, you didn't. I believe you didn't go up or down.
No, I didn't change my mental.
Okay, so that's a positive and a negative.
I haven't thought about this one so much. Let's think.
Bug identifier.
If I was going to name a negative mental feature for you, it would be easily distracted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking something like that, yeah. I could expand it to something like
Tardiness.
poor at paying attention, potentially. Something like that, as opposed to just easily distracted. I don't know.
Aren't those the same things?
Yeah, they
Were you thinking of something else?
Are you getting distracted?
Oh yeah, what? I didn't know what you said.
Also easily bored.
Yeah.
Like they're
That
both
could be
kind
a
of going
social
for
as
each
well,
other.
though, but yeah.
I think that's just like I think that could be both. Yeah, probably maybe.
I could, but yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll put
Oh, I have something else in mind for your negative social.
I'll put easily distracted.
this is the point where you're getting a real gut shot.
The thing is, for the negative, I prefer other people think of them than me because it's easier for other people to think of them than me. I don't mind.
Sure.
Positive.
So yeah, easily distracted. What's the positive?
Very glad about that. Oh yes!
Oh, we'll come up with them. Don't
It's
worry.
a games master's wet dream to tell the
Very
players
good,
how
yeah.
awful they are.
Yeah. Think about positives. I was thinking something with positives is like over the top stubbornness. Like I would be.
Is that positive?
I know it sounds like a negative thing, but like
Determined is what
Yeah, very
the word
determined.
you're looking for is determined.
very determined. Yeah, like to do things. Like I won't back down from stuff because I'll kind of overwhelm my. I don't know, being scared of something.
What about goal oriented?
Yeah, that's a way of putting
Or
it.
what about determined if you like?
Sorry, I'm thinking of it in like work terms.
The
the word determined makes more sense to me. I think.
Okay.
If that works.
Determined.
Put
That's
that
all
down.
right. Is that right?
If everyone else is comfortable with that, I'm comfortable with
Can
that.
positives also be used as negatives in relevant
In
situations?
certain situations, it's not impossible. Yeah,
Okay.
That's fine. Because I could be determined to the point of getting myself killed.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
This is very likely.
I could see that. I mean, they're meant to be more positive, but you know, we can fudge the rules and something like even something silly like I know an example. Someone who isn't on the broadcast said the other day when we were talking about the system was that they would set their mental negative feature as arachnophobia. But even that, you could have a positive if you were talking to another arachnophobe
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
true.
like identify with them or whatever.
That's
So
true.
I think both rarely, but yes, is the answer to that. I think
And social. I'd probably go one negative unless we can think of a lot of stuff. Go on, Matt. What do you?
because
want to say?
so it went up by one, did it?
Yes.
Okay, so awful timekeeping.
I don't agree with
I
that.
don't
I
think
also
that.
The thing
disagree
is,
with that.
that's
Sam is
What the
not
hell are you
one-
talking about?
No, Sam is not the one. Not usually the reason why we're late here. It's
Okay.
usually me or
I can think of this one time when it's my
Let's
fault.
stop airing our dirty laundry on the recordings.
So what can we think of? There seems to be disagreement on that one. So negative feature for Sam socially.
Womanizer. All of his friends are female. Like, you have
That doesn't mean he's a womanizer.
no male friends. You have no male friends apart from me and Sam. It's just like-
That's really funny. Sorry.
but it's true though.
I love the idea of my
Isn't it?
social being a womanizer. What?
Apparently, I'm now classified either as a woman or not a friend.
Yeah,
And you as well. You're totally a woman.
both of those things.
Fine,
Um,
but you must insist on
Damn
thinking in
Jordan.
gender binaries, Justin,
Yeah.
and friend binaries. Friend binaries. The latest Tumblr craze sweeping the
I'm
nation.
not very good with negatives.
What about
Go on,
just a bit rubbish? Like,
Just say whatever, just say whatever you want. I won't be, yeah, go on.
What are examples of social ones again?
Yeah.
So some examples of negative social features: anxiety, too honest, short temper, easily pressured, terrible
Too
liar,
honest.
misanthrope.
Too honest could be one, maybe.
Terrible lie could also be.
Terrible. I'm not a
You got
terrible
better.
liar.
Yeah, that's
I'm
terrible.
just not really amazing at lying.
You're not a great bluffer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Sorry.
But I'm not the worst bluffer in the world either.
So
I don't know if I'm a
always gets
terrible
me. He
liar.
always gets me.
I'm not a terrible liar.
All right. Okay.
You have been doing better.
Yeah. I don't know. I
So
don't think
too-
that's enough to be
I would
negative.
definitely. Too honest is a. Like, that's fair enough.
Too honest could be a thing.
Can we go with that?
Again, that's
Yeah,
not...
why not?
Yeah, okay, too honest.
What about easily swayed by public opinion?
Easily swayed could be one as well.
I would actually
Can't
be
have
fully
easily swayed and determined.
yeah because determined
Determined is
is
separate.
mental, but easily swayed is
Determines
social.
nothing to do with people. Determines
But
me
it's
only.
how social aspects affect you mentally.
But determines nothing to do with people.
Sam-
If it's just me, I'm determined. It doesn't have any sway with other people. That's only
Apart
me.
from when I tell you not to do something stupid.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
that's different. That's different.
And that does not always work. Like,
I am actually fully down with Sam being easily swayed because
Yeah.
from playing bluffing games, he totally is.
I agree with you,
Yeah,
swayed
right.
as well. Yeah.
I love how we managed to sway him to change easily swayed, which is perfect. Totally.
When we play Resistance, I can basically play Sam like a puppet.
Hello.
No offense. Yeah. So Shavadu, having seen the utter tearing apart, that's
And I got 3
So,
pluses, 3
what's
pluses.
your-
Did you
That
get...
means I don't get a plus because I got a plus on there.
Okay,
So
you
it balances
Yes.
by not giving me a
Right, yeah.
positive.
because his social went up by 1. He doesn't need to. Like, he either picks 2 negatives or 1 negative and no positives.
Cool.
So
Wait, didn't you get 2 negatives though?
I got
You got
3
two
negatives in
honest
total, 3
He
positives
sorted.
total, because I got 1 minus and 1 plus in my stats.
yeah, that's right.
He sorted.
Alright.
It's definitely right.
Okay.
okay.
Shavadu, so your physical had a minus, I believe.
Yeah, I lost the physical stat, so
Well, at least one of. So I don't know.
it's tough because it's very it's easy to think of I'm just generally not that fit.
Yeah. That could be 1.
But the thing is that's a negative.
You need 2 positives.
I need 2
You
positives.
need to do your-
You need 2 physical
You can do
positives.
fast reactions.
Twitch
fast
games.
reactions. Twitch
Yeah,
Twitch
so-
gaming is totally fast reactions.
Okay.
So how about you just don't pick a negative and just pick a positive, and
Yeah.
the positive is.
I'd have to pick 2 positives. That's the
No,
problem.
not if you
Oh,
don't
you-
take a negative.
What I did.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
you could just have a positive of hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, good hand-eye coordination. Because
Yeah.
you don't need a negative.
You play MOBAs and don't.
hand-eye
And
coordination
seem
fast
to enjoy
reaction.
them and not get continually crucified by people. So that means you must be quite good at them.
Okay.
So mental, did you go up or down?
I went up 1.
So you need either a negative or 2 negatives and a positive.
1 negative is definitely indecisive. Like I'm not a decisive person.
Yeah, fair enough.
So do you want? Did this go up? Sorry.
Yeah, so I has another negative.
So another negative and a positive, or leave it at that.
Well, you're indecisive, so it'd be really hard to find out.
There will be. Wait, what do I have? I can either leave it at that or get another negative.
And another
And
what you get.
another positive.
Do you want a positive?
I'm okay to leave it at that.
You
Okay.
don't think of a mental positive?
Unless like people can think of obvious ones
Or
on
reasons.
either side that are like
Where does chin strap beard fit in?
There's
That should be social.
One of them is well travelled, and could you say that about yourself as a positive, like mental, or is
That would
really
be social.
social?
Would that be social?
I don't know really. It's very hard to.
I'd say that's more social
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's more of a social one.
because it's about relating to people, isn't it?
Or-
I'm happy to leave this one as it is.
Oh,
I think.
what about you work very well with no sleep?
That's true,
Well,
actually.
there you go.
That is true, but
That
that's a
is
physical. So that could be a mental, I
I'd
suppose.
say it's a mental
Yeah.
because
Jesus.
it's always.
You don't know if you work
affects me
physically
mentally.
with no sleep, but you do work well mentally with no sleep. You work very well mentally with no sleep.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I never physically work well.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the thing.
But the thing is, if you wanted to pick like works well with no sleep
You
as
have
a
to come
mental
with a
thing,
negative.
you have to come up
Yeah,
with a negative
I
as well.
know. But I'm happy to leave it.
Okay.
My social went down by 1, so again,
Either no negative.
Positive or positive negative? Two positives. I think.
It went down. Is it down to 2-2 now?
it's down to 1-3.
1-3.
Yeah.
The only
That seems
person
harsh.
with a 1. But
Well-
the thing is, you didn't want to take his equity
I
down.
can't believe you guys would vote
I was
horribly against
surprised.
him.
I think we should have had you voting as well, Matt. But I'm
Really?
saying-
Anyway, so it went down by 1.
I'm not
So
bothered.
you either need 2 positives and a negative, or just
At least one.
1 positive.
Social wise.
Good beard is a good positive. Like you can meet
It's-
people with beards and talk about beards.
Could
No,
a positive
no,
for
no,
Sam socially be laid back?
He's very laid back, very, very.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because you'll never get stressed out at anyone.
I
for
don't
anything.
get stressed
You
ever.
can't get stressed, as far as I'm aware.
So now the question is, do we want another positive and a negative, or do we want to leave it at that?
I'd say you
Can
could put
I
another positive.
suggest a negative?
Okay,
Poor
cool.
volume
Positive.
control when you get stressed.
Well, you don't get
I
stressed.
don't
Just make
get
the point of
stressed.
not getting stressed.
Well, no. But
And also, I think if we're going to have a
Exactly.
poor volume control,
It's not even close
Yeah.
to justice. I think a positive should be generally likable.
won the award on that factor.
You could put a positive as generally likable, probably.
That's very kind of you. I'm not sure it's accurate.
I think it is accurate.
Well, yeah, because no one ever doesn't like you. People might not be like your best friends, but
I'm happy to put both of those.
okay. But then what's a negative? Then Yeah, you need another.
Wait, that's a positive.
So do
Then
we
you need another
Yeah,
positive
so
or a
it's
negative.
Yeah, that's positive.
So do we want to go back to the timekeeping option?
I would definitely put timekeeping for Sam.
Can't wake up.
Yeah,
That's not
Yeah.
social.
That's not social.
Is timekeeping social? I suppose.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I'd say
Yeah,
it's definitely social.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Justin.
So, for physical, I got voted up 1, so I can have either just a negative or
2 negatives and a
2
positive.
negatives positive. And I'm going to go with 2 negatives and a positive.
Okay.
And for my good one, I'm thinking of good swimmer
Yeah.
because it's just
Yeah,
true.
that's fine.
Yeah.
My bad one, I do have a bad knee from years of not wearing appropriate shoes while bartending.
Okay.
And I need another physical negative.
Physical negative.
Which I've just realised is it's really weird. I've got like a deviated septum in my nose, so I can't breathe properly, so I can never do long distance running or anything.
Oh,
very
that's
fast.
great. That's
So
perfect.
poor breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that you can't breathe.
That was
All
very
my
sizable.
other physical ones. Are
You
just
should do
fixed
some
with
not
surgery.
breathing for us right
What
now.
about the allergy? Is that going to be a problem?
Oh yeah, physical. Oh yeah.
Oh
allergy.
yeah.
That needs to be one as well. Kind of.
So what we maybe
do another positive.
maybe remove your bad knee because I think allergy to penicillin is worse than a bad knee.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. My bad knee isn't actually debilitating. It's just
It
annoying.
depends how bad your bad knee is.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I've never known you to have that.
I've never even seen you limp, so I think it's.
I have limped before after like really, really
Oh, I
long
believe
days.
you've
But
limped.
yeah.
Once in my life, I limped.
I'll never forget.
My mental knowledge, I've got no pluses or minuses on anything else, so it's now just 2 features from each. So for mental, I was thinking maybe like natural knowledge. So like I'm not like a woodsman by any means. And if we were going to point one of them, it would be Sam. But I do have some like. Wouldn't I just think maybe that? Or I was also thinking maybe either that or CPR knowledge because I do know how to do.
Oh, I done first aid as well. Oh, I didn't put that on either.
You're an idiot. So it's just like
I have loads more stuff to add.
and mental negative. I don't know. I think of probably
Pedant.
pedant is one. That's a social
Isn't that-
one.
yeah,
That's definitely
social.
social.
Yeah.
He has social.
And so I was thinking, but maybe something like
Mental's quite hard, actually. What's
easily stressed would probably be a mental one. But or is that a social one? Do you
No,
think?
that could be mental.
No, if it's within yourself, then
Yeah.
yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
I think
take,
it could
I'm
be
like a
both.
negative and easily stressed.
Positive. I'd be tempted to put CPR over like natural knowledge.
Yeah, fair enough. Because we're not really gonna. We know we're in York. There are some natural spaces, but there's not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're not going to be scavenging for.
as we've seen, I'm okay in a rescue. Like a CPR
Generally good in that.
situation.
You can put like general first aid and rescue
Yeah.
stuff probably
Yeah.
rather than specifically CPR.
Yeah, because you must have had some like diver.
Yeah.
Training
Well, we're
stuff.
not going to be saving anyone from underwater, probably. So I could if I
Well, you never know.
We do have the ooze.
We do
Yeah.
abuse.
That's not water.
And social positives. Well, let's
So
let's get negative out of the way.
Well,
which
what is it? Is it evens? Your social?
Yeah, even, yeah.
Okay. Well,
So-
your negative is no
Loud,
volume
very
control.
Loud, just loud in general.
Yeah.
And positive, I like to believe I'm generally charismatic, but I've got the charisma 3 already.
I think your advantage socially would be just you're very good at the patter.
Yeah.
I'm good at passive.
I'd also say
Yeah.
another perspective one is that you don't seem to have any social awkwardness whatsoever.
That's true.
Like
yeah.
at all.
That's
Like
kind of
I
you're
found that
always
in-
That's linked, yeah. That's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
sort of thing.
you're always at ease.
Small
Just
talk,
put
yeah.
at ease
Yeah,
or
at
something.
ease.
Or,
At ease with people.
That's very nice of you to say.
At ease with people.
it's all right. You see, I think well of you sometimes, Justin.
That's nice. I'll pay you in
Sometimes.
Yeah.
internet currency, which is watching YouTube videos. No, I'll film myself and send it to you.
I didn't
Okay.
know you had bitcoins.
It's Dogecoin's all right.
So,
Right.
John.
I was knocked down 1 on the physical, which means I've completely forgotten everything.
Which means you either have 1 positive or 2 positives and a negative.
Right. I would say my positive is fine motor control. Because I
Okay.
do a lot
Yeah.
of very...
That's totally reasonable.
Because you do like the
Knitting.
like knitting and sewing and stuff, don't
Yep.
you? Yeah. You just gonna go with that? Let's tough with physical, isn't
It
it?
is. isn't
Yeah.
it?
Unless
Would-
you've got genuine problems physically.
Would short-sightedness be under this, or would that be under trauma?
Oh no, that'd totally be under this.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to put short-sighted in here, which means I need a positive.
Mhm.
Do you have any like super cool archery skills that we've been hiding from us?
Sadly, no. I left that back in my Olympic gymnastics.
Try to make one up so no one will know. It's like-
I think...
I think stuff you're good at is generally physical. But,
Unfortunately, just generally good.
What, are there any other good examples from the book that we could?
Okay,
get
let's have
inspired by?
let's have a wee look. So, distance runner, weightlifter, very flexible, martial artist, crack shot, iron stomach.
I am quite ridiculously flexible.
There we
Are you,
go.
are you double jointed or anything?
In my shoulders, yeah.
That'll
Yeah,
do
that
for me.
works.
Yeah.
There you go.
Flexible or double jointed specifically?
flexible.
Let's put very
Flexible because I think double jointed's a bit specific.
Double jointed.
Don't
It
worry,
depends.
I'm double jointed.
But if you're double jointed, like everywhere
Everywhere.
where you have significant joints, that
Yeah,
would
that's
be
true,
because that's
yeah.
like contortionist level sort of. Okay, so
Right.
mental.
Mental, I got knocked down again.
That's good for you.
Uh,
In terms of like features.
Well, it's brutally obvious what your
maths.
positive one is going
Maths.
to
there's one in the book. There's
Human
one in the book
calculator.
called human
Human
calculator.
maths.
calculator.
No, because you're not actually a human calculator. Just
No.
maths.
But
So-
I am kind of ridiculously.
So you could leave it at that, or you can add a negative and a positive.
Up to you. Can leave it.
I can't think of any particular
Nothing
mental
obvious.
deficiencies I've noticed in you.
Excellent role player is probably what I would like to add.
I'm prone to effectively head blankness when I'm too tired.
I would say
Mind
potentially
fog.
social rather than mental.
Mind fog.
Yeah.
I would say potentially social rather than mental, though. It's up to you, but
No, it's mental.
I'd say that's mental.
okay, fair enough.
It's pretty mental.
It affects me socially, but only because you like go on random non sequiturs and I've no idea what you're talking
Oh, it's
about.
Oh god, I love it so much.
So do
Oh, go on, then.
we
Yeah.
want to go with mind fog for the negative then, and then
Yep.
locate a positive?
Positive.
Memory?
The main reason I had my willpower up so high is I have quite good memory retention.
Okay.
So I'd put memory.
Okay. No problem. And social.
Social, I got put up one.
So it's
So-
either a negative or two negatives and a positive.
Can't read people very well, as you said yourself earlier.
Hmm.
But then what's your
But that's
Well,
why I
I'd
put
say-
my empathy as low as I did.
but what's
I'd
your,
already taken that into account.
what's your everything now?
I've got 2-2.
If I had something, I'd say you're always very balanced. So you're always
We need
good
a
at seeing both sides of an argument and things like that.
That's
We
not
need a negative.
That's
Yeah,
not
no.
negative though.
No.
I'm just saying, if you wanted a positive.
I'd go with easily intimidated.
Okay, yep. And do you want to leave it at that, or...?
Yep.
I feel good with a group of people who are easily swayed and easily intimidated. It's social.
I'm gonna rule these bitches.
Okay, right. We're nearly there. We're getting there. Not too far to go now. So the next one is record equipment. What do you have on you right now?
Boots.
That is literally it.
Boots.
And it just anything that might be valuable. Yeah, so Sam, obviously you've got boots, like walking boots, so that's useful. Cell phone, anything like that. And also note down on it how much battery you have.
Shit.
Oh,
Oh.
Also, if you have like a charger.
oh my god, lots of battery.
I almost brought my chargers there.
I thought
but-
you did bring your charger.
No, I almost did.
Perudo.
Perudo. I have Perudo with me.
My keys have
I
got
brought
a
food.
so you, when you go to the shop,
I have a small
you can
amount of
put a
food.
pound in.
That's yeah. Justin, could you just explain again to the viewers exactly what you're proposing as a useful piece of equipment?
Well, when you go to the shops, you know we have to put a pound in to get a supermarket trolley. But I've got one of these coins that's got from Thermo Fisher Scientific, which I can put in instead of a pound coin.
I can't think of anything better for.
I've got USB on it. Like,
Happy
keys.
that I have full waterproof equipment with me today.
You also have a water bottle.
Yes, I do. I'll put that down.
Did you note that down?
You
Yeah.
always have a water bottle on you, and a metric feck ton of fruit.
And-
Like, it's
I
like,
did put food.
And your bag is a proper rucksack.
Oh yeah, proper rucksack as well. Yeah.
God, I'm dressed to go out for tonight, so I've got like crap shoes on, and like I can't even walk on.
I
cobbles.
never do that.
It's like,
What do I have in my bag?
Bin. I don't think a bin.
I
line
must
is
have
working
one useful thing somewhere in my bag. Surely.
Oh, there's this Beretta.
I've got the key for my bike, so I can access my bike.
I'm done.
Oh, yeah, all the stuff in your wallet as well.
Yeah, it's not. Is it worth anything?
Oh, yeah, but like, we've got
money.
We've got university.
Yeah, it's worth putting cash down.
And we've got university key cards that let us into the
Oh, that's
university.
true, actually. Yeah.
So we can get into places.
Although I think
restricted.
power will be down, but
Yeah, but like there's loads of things in there, like flammable materials and stuff.
Yeah, do put down money as well. How much money you have on you?
And in coins as well, because vending machines are all bastards. It's like, I've got a loyalty card for a bike shop. Like, I've got some euros on me. Like,
anything else that might be useful.
Cost a loyalty card.
My health insurance. Will that help in a zombie apocalypse?
I've got my travelling
I have lots
loyalty
of money.
card.
Like £25.
For some reason I have my passport.
Oh, I've actually got identification documents.
Passport could potentially.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, why do I have my passport?
Passport's worth putting down.
It's a question because I'm unlikely to be considering it a factor. But although having said that, in a genuine zombie apocalypse,
I
it
meant-
would very much be a factor.
Bandages.
Oh, I thought you were pointing this.
I was,
Yeah. Or I think in a zombie apocalypse scenario,
Yeah.
they would be like fucking gold dust.
but yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And the viewers at home will never know what we're talking about.
Well, you will.
You will.
Yeah.
We ever need bandages.
Yeah.
I've got us sorted, guys.
I've got identifying documents that identify me as a civil servant. Like, so it's just like
Great.
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 That's great. I used to have my dental record in my wallet as well because I never put it anywhere. Oh, of course, things that we need.
I have a nice list. It's good.
No, I get this stupid bag. God damn it.
This is why you should always bring full water.
Why didn't I bring all my guns?
I've got a picture of myself.
That means people,
Got a picture of your loved ones just in.
that means people can identify your body.
Yeah. Well, there's all the photo ID on me as well. So.
Yeah. Okay, so after you've done all that, the next and last step, which may be very, very brief indeed, is to record traumas. So basically during the course of the game, when you gain stress, which is kind of like damage, you can convert it to traumas at various times to kind of make it more permanent, but also reduce the ongoing tracker. So it's quite useful to do. And it makes a note in this is if you have any current traumas, physical, social, or mental, record them, with the caveat that you are not expected to include traumas you prefer to keep private or which would spoil the enjoyment of the game. So for example, if we were recording this last week, I would record a physical trauma of sinusitis because I currently had, that doesn't make sense. At the time, I had sinusitis. So if anyone has any illnesses or any things that are wrong with them mentally or socially at the moment, with again the caveat that you know if it's something you're uncomfortable with, you don't have to do it. Then
I'm filled with a deep sense of foreboding for my future after graduation, but I don't think that's going to be perfect.
I don't think that'd be a no. That's
in fact, will be the one relief you might get. From
Yeah.
the apocalypse.
I've got your sore throat. That's about it.
record
Is it
it.
worth putting down?
Yep.
Yeah, it hurts, and my voice is weird, as you can tell.
Yeah, I thought you weren't as loud as usual.
Mm.
Viewers at home, Justin isn't as loud as usual.
Yeah.
I know that seems amazing, but yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. What about that?
No,
ex-wife
it's
thing
it's
as well?
it's entirely optional.
Apart from that, come on. I gotta
What about
keep
that
being
case
enjoyable.
you're on that's
Yeah.
kind of like haunting you and
Yeah.
occupying your every waking
That
moment?
alcohol,
What about your rampant alcoholism?
Yeah.
I got fired from the force last week. From retirement.
Again, like the trauma section is entirely optional. If you don't feel you have any, then don't put any down. It's fine. Okay.
Got a weird mole. That's trauma.
Just probably see the doctor about that.
Fair.
If you record that it's your bad throat is a level 1 physical trauma as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's character creation for End of the World Zombie Apocalypse by Fantasy Flight Games. So we'll be posting further episodes of this shortly, which involve us actually playing the damn thing.
Wow.
I didn't know this was part of the deal.
Playing this game?
Yeah. So, until then, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And bye.
Bye.